How's it going, everyone? Sean here from Raw Technique Studios. I wanted to show you a free plugin that I'm testing out, and it's made by Flux. It's called Bittersweet, and to pick it up, just go ahead over to fluxhome.com, select their Downloads tab right here, and it'll take you over to their downloads. Go ahead and read through the installation requirements, and if you're on Mac, it's right here, and if you're on Windows, they are right here. And then just go ahead and follow the download process or installation process. Select this plugin here, Bittersweet. It'll have in parentheses free next to it. There's a pro version. So select the free one to pick up this one here. And go ahead and open up your DAW after it's installed. So the whole point of this plugin is to control your transients or to emphasize transients. And transient is the initial hit of, like, say when you hit on a snare, that initial hit is the very first transient that comes through, and then it trails off with the tail. So you could just visually see that, for example, on these snare hits. So here's your transient hit, and then the tail blends off, and it just does that for everything. All right, so that's how music is. The initial transient is the start, and then it trails off. So stuff with heavy transients are like drums, any type of percussion, some instruments, depending on how you play it. You could have a heavier transient. So like say on a guitar, you do a bigger hit, then that's a higher transient, and then it'll trail off compared to a soft hit, then it's a smaller transient. So for example, I'm going to be using snare samples here, and we're going to press play on them and see what it is that this thing does. So you'll notice when I turn it down to the left, it's going to make the transient less noticeable, and when I turn it up to the right, it'll make the transient stand out even more. Okay, so here it is with no enhancement or decline. All right, what I'm going to do is turn it left so you can hear it, and then I'll turn it right so you can hear that. Notice how it's killing that initial transient. Here's a bypass and then putting it on. All right, so you hear that volume being brought down in the very beginning of the sound, but the overall sound is still the same level. Now let's see what it sounds like when you emphasize it. So here it is, normal, and then I'll turn it up. So you could really hear that initial transient coming through stronger now. So it's all about when you're mixing in, say, a snare or a kick drum or whatever it is, hi-hats or some type of percussion, and you want transients to stand out more, then you could use this plugin to make them pop through the mix more. Or if they're popping through the mix too much because the transients are too high but you like the level, then you can use it to soften the transients and keep your overall level the same. So this is a good thing to use. Now, just to show you, if you're not really hearing what it's doing, I'm going to run these snare samples through this plugin and print it onto this track below so you could see the visual effect as well instead of just listening. So I'll do a very drastic, so most of the time you're not going to go all the way left or right. You're going to probably just do a 25% or so. But let's just see a drastic version. So the first one I'm going to do is completely onto the sweet setting, which is reducing transients. So let's go ahead and bust this out to a free audio track. So 2728 is now going into this audio track 2728. I'm going to arm it to record and go ahead and do that. All right, and let's go ahead and do this section here with it completely up. All right, so you could visually see the difference. This is with it reduced. See that how it was a bigger transient on the original and then it trailed off. Here's a smaller transient and the trail off. With the increase, now the transient's higher and then it trails off compared to the original, which was a normal transient and then trail off. So you're emphasizing transients or you're reducing transients. It's that simple. It's just to make something sit in the mix a little bit better or make something pop out of the mix a little bit better. All about what you need it for, but free plugin, check it out. It's made by Flux. It's called Bittersweet. If you guys like these videos and you want to keep seeing them every week or as often as I can, then go ahead and hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and go ahead, if you have any questions, comment down below. I will see you guys on the next one. Peace.